The Red Bull Ring in Austria is one of the shortest tracks on the calendar. It's got a good combination of slow, medium and high speed corners and a few pretty long straights. These characteristics make this circuit a fun track in F1 24 where overtaking is undoubtedly possible. In this Austrian track guide for F1 24, I'm going to break down every single corner around the Red Bull Ring, showing you the best braking points and racing line, along with a few tips to help you improve your lap time. The throttle and brake overlays in this video are provided by Track Titan, where you can analyse your F1 24 laps and compare them with other players, including esports professionals. Now, I mentioned it just now, but Austria is a track with predominantly medium and high speed corners, and the first corner of the lap starts as we mean to go on. It's a really fast right-hander where accuracy and precision is crucial. Approach with your car positioned right over the left-hand curb, keeping your right tyres on the track surface. Watch for the 150 metre boards, and just before you reach 50 metres, hit the brakes hard and downshift quickly to 6th gear and start to turn in towards the apex. Aim to attack the apex hard, shifting down another gear to 5th just before you reach the apex itself. Position your car right up and over the inside yellow sausage curb and prepare to catch a slight slide as you are forced out towards the outside curb. The car will almost always twitch a little bit on the exit, but be confident and apply the throttle right around the apex of the corner. Lift ever so slightly if you need to catch a slide, and use the outside yellow curb as a boundary marker that you don't want to exceed. Then switch your focus towards the DRS line and the run down to turn 3. This is arguably the best overtaking spot on the whole lap, so maximise your exit out of turn 1 and try to slipstream or use your ERS to attack the car ahead of you. Once again, on the entry, position your car far left and over the left hand curb. Ensure you're travelling straight as there is a slight kink left on the approach. Look for the 100 metre board and brake just as you reach it. Keep your car straight while braking hard and shift incredibly fast down to 3rd gear. Use these downshifts to help you decelerate your car. You can start to turn in sooner than you think, as your car will understeer slightly past the apex. Clip that inside curb before straightening your steering and apply a small amount of throttle. Try to avoid getting up and over the outside curb, as this can reduce traction, but run as close to it as you need to. The important thing on the exit is to straighten your car as quickly as possible. If needed, short shift from 3rd to 4th. As soon as you feel the rear wheels grip up, increase your throttle to 100%, and again, don't forget to activate DRS on the run down to turn 4. Cut across the track from left to right and back to the left to shorten your path to turn 4. At the 150 metre board, start riding up and over the outside curb, with the aim to be almost entirely on the curb before turning in. Your braking point is between the 100 metre board and the Pirelli sign above. As the 100 metre board goes out of view, start braking hard. At 50 metres, you should start applying some steering input while continuing to brake and downshift into 3rd. Modulate your brake input on the approach, slowly decreasing it. Try to get a bit of curb on the apex, but not too much as this can throw you offline. Start accelerating just as you mount that inside curb and modulate your throttle, aiming for 100% input by the time you reach the outside curb. At this point, shift up from 4th gear and try to keep your car off the outside curb for stability. Quickly switch across the track to shorten your run to turn 6, making sure you're positioned far right by the time you pass under the Lenovo sign. Use the full width of the track and curb and look for the orange piece of fencing on the right hand side. This is your braking and turn-in reference point. Don't wait until this orange section goes out of view. Instead, just before you reach it, turn aggressively left and dab the brakes ever so slightly. You should only need about 20% brake pressure to help you rotate into the left-hander. Downshift to 5th gear while turning in and try to get close, but don't touch the inside apex curb. You can accelerate hard through this corner, trusting that the track is wide enough on the exit. Use all of the right-hand exit curb, just avoiding the gravel, and continue to drive along the curbing on the approach to turn 7. Look for the end of the curb and just as it disappears under your car, turn in. You won't need any brake input, but you should lift ever so slightly on the entry. Once again, get as close to the inside curb as you can without actually touching it. Open up your steering on the exit and straighten turn 8 by driving up and over the wide curb. Just ensure your left wheel doesn't quite leave the track. During a race, you can be a bit more cheeky with track limits and get away with taking slightly more curb to shorten the track further. Ride this curb all the way around the corner before drifting left on the approach to turn 9. Once again, ride up and over the outside curb and look for that 50-meter board. Just as you reach it, start turning into the fast turn 9. You shouldn't need any brake input, but lift ever so slightly on the throttle. Be incredibly aggressive here, shifting down to 7th gear as you turn through the corner. Use all of the inside apex curb to open up the corner angle and drive up and over as much of the exit curb as you can. Follow the curb again to turn 10. I use the end of the painted Austrian flag on the left side of the track as a reference of when to turn in. Just before it disappears out of sight, turn in aggressively towards the final corner. You'll need to lift right off the throttle and dab the brakes ever so slightly to rotate and slow the car. You'll want to downshift to 5th and use a lot of that inside curb. You can be very generous with how much exit curb you use before you actually trigger a track limits violation, so be incredibly greedy here while accelerating hard towards the start finish line. These two corners allow you to be ever so aggressive, and you can really gain a lot of lap time when racing the AI through here, setting you up nicely for an overtake into turn 1 or 3. In F1 24, Austria is one of the most enjoyable circuits to race at. It's fast and it flows incredibly well. The corners aren't too technical, however precision is really needed to put in the quickest lap times. Now throughout this track guide, you will have seen the live throttle and brake telemetry on screen, and this is provided by Track Titan, which is a data analysis and telemetry tool that can be used with F1 24 along with other sim racing titles. Track Titan lets you compare your lap times to other drivers, including the quickest esports professionals. You can overlay their telemetry with your own to see where you're gaining or losing lap time. Now we've partnered with Track Titan to give you a 50% discount code, and this will give you a half price plus membership for 3 months. If you'd rather try Track Titan for free, you can use the same code to get unlimited lap telemetry for a whole month. The code you'll want is Sim Racing Setup, and I'll leave a link and the code which you can copy in the description below. Now key to being fast around Austria is to have a responsive and stable rear end on your car setup. Our recommended race setup combines both of these things with a real focus on creating a car that rotates incredibly well to let you attack the track throughout a whole race distance. I'm going to leave our recommended car setup in the description below and a card in the top corner as well, so you can go and check that out. And please let me know in the comments below if Austria is one of your favourite tracks like it is mine, and whether you're looking forward to the race this weekend. If you're feeling generous, consider hitting that like button and subscribe to our channel if you want more F1 24 content like this and car setups and other general guides. But for now guys, enjoy the Red Bull Ring and I will see you on track.